Guys, it's Nick from Hawk Pro Detailing at SEMA 2022.
Holy, I mean, seriously? I was not expecting these kind of results.
I live in an apartment, I don't live in a fancy house, but it feels so luxurious even though they're both 10-year-old vehicles. This is the Nick at Night podcast, and I want to tell you what you can do to make your vehicle look so much better.
One capful, 1 gallon, let's go.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail.
How to accelerate your detailing. We're trying to bring it back. Just maybe we can take this trash paint and give it that showroom shine.
Okay, so hello everybody, and thank you for being here tonight for the Love of Details. We have the amazing Mr. Nick McGurk. Nick, I'm so happy that you agreed to talk to me. I know you were busy.
No, thank you for having me on. I'm happy to be here for the Love of Details. The love.
Man, you've been all over the place, I feel like. You've been taking a lot of trips. Talk to me about that. Where have you been?
I haven't been taking that many trips, just the Omaha trips. Trips to Ben and Beta, which is only about an hour drive here in Utah.
Oh, okay.
And,
I didn't realize you were that close.
Yeah, we did a little collab video, and we tried some of Pan's products, and used some DIY products, tried Iconic rinseless. It's been fun. It's been fun getting out there. Summertime truly is like detailing season, and so it's just fun to be in the flow of that and just be detailing outside, the good old days.
I love that. So doing that collab with Ben and Beta, does that open the doors for you wanting to continue to collab?
Well, Ben was pretty persistent, as you were, in terms of let's set something up, let's set something up, let's set something up. And it was there was no way out. You know, Ben was we're doing this video. It was okay, we'll do it. And we set a date 2 months in advance. And as it approached, I was like, man, I have these DIY detail videos. Because, Ivan, if we're not at least 2 weeks ahead, we're way behind, So there's that internal pressure that I think his voice has created within me of we got to be 2 weeks ahead all the time. We got to be, if you're not 2 weeks ahead, you're behind, And so it's just there's always more to do, which is good for business. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard on your own psychology, but that's for me to work on, right? It's good for business to be that way. Proactive, organized, and so, but Ivan doesn't edit, right? So he's very much I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. And then Sylvie edits and then whatever. They're amazing, but the editing takes me a long time. So it just feels like there's always you find a way to fill whatever time you have with the job you have. So it seems like it's never ending. We have literally 15 videos in the queue right now from our March session. Yeah. And that haven't been edited yet, and then we're going to Omaha in a couple weeks and also need to get edited. So it just feels like there's never an end. Yeah. So to take a day off actually was a big deal, and then we went down there and we had a blast. So it was amazing. Awesome. It was great. Yeah.
Did you guys get to hang out outside of video making? Did you guys?
No, because I think Ben knows videos. Obviously, he has a YouTube channel, but I've been doing this for a really long time, and I do it with Ivan all the time and make videos and. What he was wanting to do that day, I could tell in the amount of time we had, it wasn't going to get done, but he didn't quite realize it. So I think I was pretty intense. We have this to do, we have this to do. And we were there till late at night, So there wasn't a ton of hanging out. He took a little bit of time off for his video premiere, and his lovely wife cooked us some dinner, and that was awesome. And we watched the premiere for a bit. Then I went outside and got us ready for, I think, the next video. So no, it was fun. It was it
was a great video.
Well, it was fun to see all of his toys, Yeah. There's a lot of fun to be had with the active pressure washer and the foam cannons. And
yes.
What are you rocking? What's your equipment these days?
I have the Active 2.0. I still my garage, I say it all of the time. It needs a lot of work, Nick.
Don't they all?
They do. I have Jeff from Improved Garage. He has agreed to come help me this summer and kind of set it up. which I'm super excited about. I literally have, I don't know if you've seen it. Actually, I think I have a short talking about it, but my pressure washer is strapped to a bucket dolly.
Okay.
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 Yes. Okay. I know. Which I roll around because I don't have a shelving spot. I don't have a place for it. Like as I said, my garage needs so much work. And so I am so excited this summer. I mean, I've literally had to rig things to make it work for me. I only had the 25-foot hose that it comes with. So I got a longer hose. I'm so excited. I mean, I have the things.
Yeah.
I just now need to bring them together. So ask me about my garage again at the end of summer. And then.
Well, the cool thing is now that you're a YouTuber, like you have all these people that are in your network, all over the country that can like give you advice. Like even for me, I've got my storage unit and I've got my bike and a couple of bikes. I've got Christmas ornaments, a Christmas tree, boxes of old memorabilia, books, like jackets from the news stations I worked at. And then I have like a corner for the detailing stuff. And I almost want to like do a little video and then put it out to the world and be like, hey, detailers, what do you recommend I do to organize my little storage space? And I'll bet you there'd be so many kind people who would give me amazing advice, give me links to the Amazon products I need. I'm guessing it would be just some shelving units, but like there's so many brilliant detailing minds that don't have YouTube channels that are just like enthusiasts. And I feel like everybody likes to help each other. So I don't know. I've thought about doing that. I'm sure you have that at your disposal too, and it's happening with Jeff. So
it's and bless my dad's heart, he came in and I have an air compressor, a Fortress air compressor. I have my steamer, my vacuum. So he built me this little like wooden crate to like set these things in, and my air compressor's on top. So I mean, it's the humble beginnings. You know what I mean? Very humble beginnings. Like
and that's okay. Like
it could be better, but I do what I can with what I have, and I'm okay with it. It makes me happy. Regardless.
Me too. Although I've decided that buying ego toys, which is like far beyond what a beginner should have, is also making me happy in the short term because I don't know if you played around with these things, but I just did this pressure washer review, and then there's this cordless vacuum I got because I thought I was gonna like maybe start doing a detail or two, for the people for content. And then I was like, no, there's just literally no time. Like I don't even have a window where I could like clean a car and I wouldn't be falling behind somewhere. And that's not saying I'm so busy. It just feels like the crush of like even the Nick at Night and then the 3 long form YouTube videos for DIY and then having my kids a few days a week. And it's like either I put them in front of a screen and just say, here's a computer. Just stare at it for 10 hours. I'm sure your future's bright. So I can work. Unless I do that, like I don't know how to do all the things. I don't know how I would start detailing again. So I'm like trying to do all the things and feeling like I'm not doing well at any of them. And I'm just in that place where just everything feels very like, so whatever you're going through, it just sounds like life. We're just going through life, doing life things, doing the best we can.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Becca Green. I've shared, there's a group that I'm in, shout out to Boom Boom Room. We have a group, an online, messenger. Oh, gosh, if I could talk.
What happened to your voice? You lost your voice?
I did lose my voice. I was on a training. I think I just spoke way too much. We did go out. I'll tell you what, okay? I am a mom and a teacher 24/7. I have my summer breaks, but there's still kids. And now we have football. There's never a break. And so I go on trainings. There's 2 weeks out of the year. So 2 4-day stints where I go on trainings with my work. And luckily, the people that I work with are super fun. Just amazing people. So, we did the trainings during the day. We were in San Diego, California, and then we went out at night. And it's like the one time a year that I'm without kids and I get to just let loose. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of talking during the day and a lot of, shouting and screaming, on the dance floor at night. So I think I just overworked myself, but so needed. You know what I mean?
Because you seem like you're glowing, but your voice is gone. So
I got a little tan, that's all. But no, it's I had so much fun. It reminds me that there are still, even though there's all of this stuff always going on and you kind of feel bogged down at times, I think kind of maybe what you're feeling, you don't really know which way is up at some points. Like you're just kind of trying to stay steady. Like, I don't know, being able to just kind of get out and even if it's only for a couple nights, it's like a breath of fresh air, you know, like, there's still life out here. Like,
oh yeah.
You know,
sure.
I don't know.
I think it's important. I think it's important to just get enough of a break, even if it's a short one, just to remember.
Yeah.
Just to remember that there is joy and there is like bliss and there is like just this ecstatic fun. Like if you need to get on the dance floor, just to remember that that part of you is still there and like it's always there, and you don't have to live in that all the time, and it's not going to be perfect. But just to visit that place for a moment and then bring it back into your life, I think is a beautiful thing. Yeah. I'm happy for you.
And it sounds like, Nick, you need a vacation, a real one, where you're not making a video. I think, is there a day or two in this year?
Yeah, so we're going down to southern Utah in like a week with, the kids' grandparents are visiting from Minnesota, and we're going to drive the Jeep down to like southern Utah near the Grand Canyon and do Jeep stuff, and then maybe get it dirty, and then maybe make a video about cleaning it after. So he's still thinking about the video, but that's life, you know. That's part of it. It's kind of fun. Well, I think I saw Eddie was like visiting his dad or something, and then he like shot a video of himself down there, so he can't help himself either. Like that's part of being a content creator and like loving detailing is you're always coming up with ideas. Like I'm trying to think of the next place to do a mobile detail that would be kind of fun, and I've been thinking about like doing like a foam cannon wash in front of the police station. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're gonna arrest me, like I'll just make it easy on them. I'm just like, that's what I've been thinking about.
Ask them if you could foam one of the squad cars. Hey, would you like one of your cars?
Do you want me to detail one of your cars? Yeah. If they come up to me, that's what I'll do. I'll just be like, hey, I was just hoping I could get you as a client, but I didn't want to be too aggressive. No, I don't know. I'm just because the Walmart backdrop was interesting, and I was like, what would be the next random spot to do a detail that would make me feel nervous and awkward, you know?
You got to push the limit, though. I love that. Something different, you know? Yeah. So talking about pushing the limit, Hawk Pro seems to be back. Do you agree? Or what?
I don't know. I don't know if it's back. I think Nick at Night is back. So like this podcast on the House of Rags is why I'm making videos at all outside of DIY detail, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And the podcast guests just like, it just felt like there was this line in the sand in the industry where like half the people don't want to talk to you because of all the drama and you're associated with this and that, not that. It was like, whoa, I'm just Nick. I'm just like wanting to talk to you about your journey. Like I think someone posted some stuff about me, like someone posted like a screenshot of me like politely asking them to promote their brand for free. And I think someone sent it to me. They're like, this guy was like, I'm not going to mention the brand, was like, get an F in life. And it was just like, you know, and put some clown emoji up with my DM. And I was like, you didn't even send it to me. You just posted my DM request to the world and told me to get a life. And I'm just like, it just feels like there's like forces, whether it's like, are you a competitive brand with us and you don't like DIY? Are you a competitor of Thor and you don't like I'm like, and really, there were even people who I didn't feel like were in the middle of that noise who would just string you along, and you'd have to make like 10 different requests to get them on as a podcast guest. And I actually did that with my last guest. And it was fine, you know, the guy from the Tinstitute, but it was a lot of working with his assistant and like a lot of back and forth, you know, and again, very professional, but it was just a lot of legwork. And then it was like, hey, do we have access to the video after you're done? And like, can we make sure we get access to that? And like, will there be compensation? And there were all these questions that was just like, I just want to talk to you about your brand, and then like that's free promotion for you on a big platform. And it became this big thing where I was like, what happened to just talking to people about cleaning cars? And I was like, so one night I had this thought in my head. I'm like, I could probably just do like a tutorial video. And then one day I just felt the urge to do it, and I'm glad that I rode that wave, and I was out there cleaning the Jeep. And then I remember the next day being like, wow, I can't believe I did that. That felt really uncomfortable. I haven't done a solo video in so long. For me to kind of like let that slough off a little bit and just do me, it was like, oh,
liberating.
Yeah. Well, and then people were like, it's great to see you back and everything. And like, people were just like, yeah, great to see you doing it. Like, here's some tips that I would have done. Or like, maybe, you know, for like, you know, positive tips, like around the detail keg, or like, here's what I do to make my job better. It's like, that's what I'm talking about, that collective mind. All of a sudden we're like this community, and it was super friendly. It was like, oh yeah, like I built Hawk Pro to almost like 30,000 subscribers without Ivan, and like I can do this, right? It was just like, do I have my own? It was just kind of like, can I still kind of do my own thing just for me? And that's the thing, is like I want to support Thor as much as I can and make videos that are educational and people want to watch.
Yeah.
But really, it's like to let my soul sing a little bit, Kristi. Like I actually love doing this. So the reason I got this ego equipment is it was just fun. And I was thinking to myself, if I could just make these videos because I want to, because they're fun. Like one time I had a video idea for Ivan. We were in the shop, right? And it was this old Oldsmobile, and it was like, it said like bingo or something, or like bingo car or something. It was like a joke. The guy who owned it has this old car, and he pretended like it was a bingo car. I got the license plate saying bingo. And I told Ivan, I'm like, all right, Ivan, what if we drive the car to the bingo hall, and then we're out there and we do the stand-up? And he was just like, no, that's a waste of time. Like, we're in educational content. We have more videos to film. And that's the way Ivan works, because he's right. We have a standard operating procedure. We film 6 videos a day. We're only in town for a certain amount of time. But that creative part of me just felt like it kept getting squashed with Ivan. God bless you, Ivan. I know you're watching. It's not even bad. Like, you and me, we come together as a team. We make magic. I love it. It's like, it's the yin, the yang. We do. It's like, but there's that part of me that wants to just like, maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe it's just because I want to do it and there's no logic behind it. But like that part of me wants to go somewhere. And now that like I can just make tutorials or how-to videos or just car washing videos for House of Rags. Yeah. And then just after a week, I can repost them to Hawk Pro. That's what feels alive for me. It's just like the love of what got me here in the beginning. Like, why did I get recruited to be the face of DIY detail? It's because like I had a history before that of making these videos, and I loved doing it. And then with Ivan, like we've made so many videos, and we try to keep them fresh and different, but they, we wash, we decontaminate, we polish, we ceramic coat, we do it on different vehicles. And Ivan has so much wisdom, God bless him. Like he always has something new to teach, and I'm great at extracting that wisdom from him. But just as like something different, getting out there on my own again has just felt really fun. And it's reminded me how fun detailing is, which was always there, For about one day, I was like, what if I just did like a maintenance wash a week, and then I could do a video on it? And then even then I realized, wow, there's just not really probably time to do that. However, the toys had been ordered by then, because I was like, go big or go home. So what
did you get? What did you order?
I got the 880 CFM blower, which I don't think I'll ever use, but it came with 2 batteries. So apparently that's a really good deal with Flex, because they're not Flex. I talked to Chris from Flex and Ego, and Chris Metcalf, he's been in a million videos. He goes to SEMA and everything. So he's been in the industry for a while, and he was gracious enough to take my call, and he walked me through all the things. And he's like, if you're trying to get into the battery system, because the batteries themselves are so expensive on their own. But if you buy them as a pack, he said the blower, the 880 CFM blower with the 2 4-amp-hour batteries and the charger is our best deal. So I'm like, all right, the guy who knows the stuff says it, like, I'm in. I'll get it. Add it to the Amazon cart. And then I did a lot of research on vacuums, and I wanted like the Obsessed Garage Flex vacuum, but then I'm like, okay, I got to be the cordless people's champion, because it's like kind of ironic that I'm the face of DIY and we're very successful, but I still live in this apartment. So I'm going to own it, like I'm not in any fancy place, like, but I'm going to be like, I want to be the king of the cordless, and not the king of the cordless, like some like I'm not Matt Mormon, like who has all the fancy tools ever cordless, but it's like I'm going to be the king of cordless in my head of my own little fiefdom, this 1 square foot of territory of my metaphorical fiefdom. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's because I have no access. Like I have to be cordless, and it'll bring me back to my mobile detailing days. So I got the cordless Ego vacuum, and then the cordless pressure washer, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I've only used it once, Kristi, because I don't really detail that often. I detail my cars, and then I go to Omaha, and we detail like about 100 cars. So I mean, I'm still getting in like 120 details a year. They're just like they're just very concentrated. So however, I'm ready, Kristi, with a vacuum, and then this little like Wolf blower, this little handheld one from Will's Ride Care. And now the 80 CFM blower, like in my head, I'm like, I could go into a car, I could blow it out. I have this amazing vacuum with a remote control, and it's cordless. You know, it's like, stay tuned for more, but lots of people have done reviews on it.
There you go.
It's like, I've got great products on the inside and outside with DIY detail. If I get into a pinch in like a carpet situation, I have a Bissell Spot Clean Pro, and I have like an end cap solution from a janitorial company, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Like, just in case, like, my cousin was like, hey, could you detail my car? I might be able to say yes.
You're set up for it.
It's like, so the love of the game is still there. I'm not trying to operate a profitable 10-person shop.
Yeah.
I just want to clean cars, Kristi.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's fun.
Yes. And I love that. I love that mentality, because I think,
is it fun for you
right now? It is. It is still so much fun.
Good.
Now, I will say, and this might be where we're different, and it's maybe because you've had just way more experience. I do love cleaning cars. I sometimes get bogged down when I'm bringing the recording into it, because I'm so fixated on that part instead of, and I'm still having fun, don't get me wrong, but it just brings another level of stress sometimes that I'm initially trying to dissipate. Like, that's the reason I'm going out there, is to de-stress. And so sometimes I have a hard time with that, because I get a little frustrated. But again, I'm still learning. Like, I am still in my baby stages, and I think you have to go through those hard moments. I don't know. What about you? Like, even though I would call you a seasoned content creator, is it still stressful for you at times in terms of the recording and the fun?
Yeah, I was talking to Cars with Keith about this. He's like, you notice how I never film myself washing my own car? He's like, that I leave for me. You know, he's recording himself on that test hood that he has on a, you know, whatever, 45 degree angle, 90, whatever. It's like up and down. You know what I'm talking about. He shoots against the test hood with the foam, and he tests things. But he keeps the car washing for him. And actually, the other day, my daughter wanted to do an unboxing video with me on the vacuum. And I was like, no one's ever done an unboxing video with their daughter on this vacuum. You know, Pan's done a review of the vacuum. Like, people have reviewed the cordless Ego, but no one's done it with their daughter. And it was just for me, kind of special. And she wanted to do it because she's into all the YouTube channels at her mom's house, because her mom lets her have the tablet. I'm an anti-screen guy, Kristi. I have no microwave, no screens, except for my cell phones. I'm kind of a hippie.
No microwave? You know?
No, I'm a strange bird, you know. I'm a lot of different things all at once. But with that said, Penny wanted to do, and she's like, watches these YouTubers and her moms, and she gets the whole concept of the content creator thing, and she wanted to do the unboxing video with you. I'm like, this is rad. But I was kind of in game mode. Like, she was chilling, and I'm like, I don't know how I delivered it, but I was like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You know, we need to make sure, like, she was facing away from camera, and I was like, kind of like not trying to bark at her. I was like, hey, face to camera. Always remember where your camera is. Like, this is show business. You always have to remember where the camera is. You can't be turned away. But she knows that because she was in a play, and it's like, on stage, you can't be turning away from the audience. So I think she gets the general concept. And then Max came in. It was like nighttime. He had just taken a shower. I was like, you gotta take a shower. And he's growing his hair out. I'm like, if you're gonna grow your hair out, you at least gotta, like, stay clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not forcing you to cut it, but, like, we're gonna be cleanliness around here. You know, I'm a detailer. And but he comes in, and, like, he has this great reaction with the vacuum, and he's like, whoa. What I realized later is, like, I wasn't prepared for that shot, but I was noticing all the moments happening. I'm like, ooh, I can use that reaction shot to start the video, and da-da-da-da. Well, all of our heads were cut off, you know? And we looked at it after it was done. And you ever do that where you have, like, this great shoot or whatever, and either you double punched, so you recorded it and pressed it again, it didn't record, or you were out of frame, or the audio didn't work. We've all been there as content creators. And it was a lesson for me and for her of, like, you know, you really gotta be, like, super cognizant of, unless you have a camera person, which is a nice luxury. But, like, when you're one man banding it or woman banding it, you know, it's like, it is stressful, and it should be stressful, because if you're not a little bit on edge of, like, what could go wrong, at least on the front end, things can happen. Like, I wasn't prepared for my son to walk through the door and for us to, like, all of a sudden have this moment, so the camera wasn't set up for that. It was a beautiful moment just for us, but you know what I mean? So there are a lot of, like, moving parts with recording, and it does add some stress to it for sure.
So just really quick, I want to touch back on the ego pressure washer. Is it, when I think of a battery operated pressure washer, the word pressure becomes obsolete to me. Like, is there really pressure? What is the difference? Is the feeling a lot different than?
Honestly, I've used it one time. It was like a stressful afternoon in June in a Walmart parking lot where I was getting some stanky glances, just like no conversation, no approaches, just like some weird looks, you know, just the vibes were strange that day.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I came up in the era of like the Works Hydro Shot pressure washer, like Scott from Dallas Paint Correction showed me on one of his videos, and then I tried to mobile detail with that thing in the wintertime in Utah, and it was cold outside, and I do it in the garage, and the thing would barely pull water through. This, Kristi, was amazing. Like, it pulled the water from the bucket, and then it was just like, it was pressure washing the paint. It did what I thought it would hopefully do, which was like act like a pressure washer, and it was super quiet. And so I don't know. Someone told me that like Ego was like the Ferrari of the the power tools or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
I was like that sounds like right up my alley, because like before Eddie had all the nice stuff. Like I feel like I was buying all the nice stuff from like Obsessed Garage, and I bought a $2,000 counter rotating brush machine. There's a reason Hawk Pro Detailing, the business, probably didn't succeed. Okay, like buying fun, expensive stuff is not the way to succeed a business. But I just decided now, I was like, I just want the stuff because it's fun to detail with. And if I buy nice, I'll just have this for hopefully ever. Yeah. And two, if I ever needed to do like a mobile detail, again, for fun, for the people, for content, like just keeping the options open, it's like there's like the Zen line, the Zen Buddhist guy was like, in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, and in the expert's mind there are few. So like the more we think we know, our window of what is going to happen gets narrower. I want to keep that sort of broad, like there are many possibilities, like I still love detailing, and it's just really fun to think of like what the next 20 years would look like,
So I see that you, again, have been posting just the last couple of videos on Hawk Pro on your YouTube channel. Is that something, I mean, where is Hawk Pro? Is it still a growing channel to you? Is this something that you are?
It was a dead channel, and that's the thing is like, it was a dead channel, and I kind of gave up on it because I talked early on when we started. Ivan's like, you should keep making videos for Hawk Pro because DIY was like nothing. It didn't exist. Like we had no followers, and it was like the best way that we could try to leverage our following is like by continuing to do Detailers Business Academy for Ivan and me do Hawk Pro, and also feeding DIY. And it at one point it just became clear, it's like, okay, DIY started to take off. Like I need to put everything into DIY, and that still is how I feel. Like keep the main thing. But it's been 3 years. And now that we have our own podcast, it's been really fun. Ivan's out there doing garage audits and mobile details with people all the time. And so he's constantly in the trenches and learning. And I think it's really important for me to be detailing a lot as well outside of just the Omaha sessions for my soul. Anyway, again, necessity is the mother of invention. This is why I love the idea, Kristi, of detailing someone else's car, is because it comes with like built-in video ideas. Detailing is so good because it like gives you the transformation, and that's such an important part of storytelling is transformation. Conflict resolution, transformation, like all those are storytelling like tools, and so you learn things as you detail. You just notice something, you're like, this is a great video idea, but you don't know it until you're in the mix and you see it. That's why I love like the idea of just like being forced to do to the car what needs to be done, and then being like, oh, this is a great teaching moment. Anyway, so because really I just love making the videos. That's another part. I love performing, and I love teaching, and I also love when I find something that I think can help people. So it was cool because like literally my first non-podcast, non-Nick at Night video in 3 or 4 years was this encapsulation product where I used this little bonnet cleaner on seats, and I blew my own mind. Like I didn't think I was going to get these results without a hot water extractor, and I did. I was genuinely excited about it. And it's done really well on my channel. And like, like my $0 earning per month, like went up to like, $20. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's growing, just like little dopamine hits in your head is like, this video got you 70 subscribers. And it's like, ooh, maybe I'll hit 30,000. I've been at 29,200 for a long time or whatever. And you just like, I thought it was dead. And those are just kind of superficial numbers. It's just nice to feel like, you know, you can be a part of something, but you have an identity outside of that somehow. Yeah. So that's all. I don't really, I thought I was going to make a Hawk Pro video a week, and I'm like, I still don't think there's probably going to be a lot of that. But I'd like to, Kristi. I'd like to.
Well, I feel like you are so filled with, and I mean, it could be your background as well. You know, just in TV and, you know, your work with cameras. I feel like you have such a bright, what's the word I'm looking for? Your imagination, like things that you pull together for a video. I just feel like you have all of these ideas that maybe you can't, you know, transpire on DIY, but what a perfect platform.
Yeah, because I mean, again, like Ivan is a brilliant mind. Like he's got a great marketing mind and a great business mind, and like he's a very creative. He's not just a linear, like we have to do, you know, stay 2 weeks ahead on videos. He's not just that. He's a lot. Yeah. But like when it's like, I feel like I have a lot of creativity to bring. Sometimes he's like super receptive to it. I'm like, let's try this, and he's like, okay, cool. Let the guy who's been detailing longer than I've been alive, who knows a lot about business and detailing, like, just like, I'll let you lead. Like, let's basically do it your way because it's working. I respect you. I love you. We get in things sometimes, but that's okay. We're a couple of people who really care, and that's an important thing. But like when I'm like sitting in like a meditation in the morning, and instead of like focusing on my breath, I'm like, whoa, what if I did this? I'm like, what if I compared the Aqua Pro to my Bissell? And then what if I did different encapsulation cleaners versus each other? And then what if I took this pre-spray and that pre-spray and did a head-to-head? And then I'm like, that's just natural, Kristi. That's like of all the things in the world I could be thinking about that I'm actually excited about, like I'm genuinely excited about that. It's like, just feels good to have that fire back. And also to be like, how could I do that with DIY products, you know? Because like, I love our products on the exterior, like for washing and decontamination, and like for interior detail, interior clean and protect, rinseless wash, like those are phenomenal. There's just like that gray area with like carpet and upholstery where I feel like the janitorial world still just has a little bit of superiority because all they've focused on is carpet fibers. You know, and upholstery, like that's what they do, and their technology there is just so hyper focused that I've always kind of leaned toward them for that. We're in R&D on some products as well, so I love the idea of like when we're ready for it, I'll be able to be like, hey, I told you I wasn't going to talk about this until we had one that was as good or better, and then that'll be a really exciting time for us too. But in the meantime, it's fun to like have a little freedom to try products. I'm not out there to bash anybody, so. But I'm not afraid of like stirring it up a little bit too. You know, like if a product doesn't work well, like the Ego, I opened it up and I should have extended the hose out, even though I didn't. A lot of people recommended that after, but the hose was all kinked up on me. And I was like, I don't love this hose. And then people were like, well, in the comments, just take it out, stretch it out, lay it in the sun for a little bit, and then you'll have a much better experience. So, that was kind of fun. We're just talking about cleaning cars, Kristi. I know. It's not saving babies. It's not curing cancer. It's just, but it is a fun world that it's a very interesting industry and full of all kinds of people who care about cars. Though,
and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. It excites me because what I love about this world is the passion. Like it is amazing to see such passion in everyone. You know what I mean? Like there's not somebody that I've talked to in this detailing world that hasn't been passionate about it. You know, like I take my job, for example, there are several teachers who really just should not be teaching anymore. You know, there are teachers, or I'm sorry, not even just teachers, but there are people who fall out of love with their career for whatever reason. And I don't know that I have ever found that in anybody I've spoken to in this industry. I feel like even though there is some, you know, real ugly things that have gone on lately, people really care about what they're doing and what we're doing here. And that to me is kind of what keeps me going on this end of it. Even if I'm just an enthusiast, like I don't want to stop. Like I want to fall, you know, even more in love with it every day because it's just something that makes me so happy. And I feel like that is the mentality across the board. And I don't see that in a lot of other industries.
I think it's wild that people watch videos of people cleaning cars. I think it's wild that like
wild.
I don't want to have the solutions, for all the things. I'm okay not knowing a lot of things in this world.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be the person who knows, and like knowing has to be the highest value or whatever. It's like sometimes not knowing feels really liberating and free. And so it's like not knowing how this detail is going to go, not knowing if this video is going to be good, not knowing why people like to watch this video, but like just doing it because we love it, and then here we are on the internet being able to talk about it. I don't know. For me, it's just, I agree. It's, I can't explain it. People in my family don't understand it. Friends still don't get it. Like, but thankfully there's enough of you out there who are like-minded, who enjoy detailing. 'Cause it's like, why do we love this so much?
Yeah, seriously.
Why is it so cool to like take something that's dirty and make it clean? I guess there's probably a good answer for that, but I don't know. It almost feels like spiritual. Like it's very fun.
No, it is. It is. And I don't know if I really care about the answer, as long as the process is there and I'm enjoying it. I think that I know we're getting a little, deep here, but I think that's something I've learned is for a long time, I always asked why in a lot of instances, which I think in some cases may be important to know, but for the most part, you rack your brain, over the why when just enjoy the process. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but if I'm enjoying the process, maybe I don't really care so much about the why if I'm living in the moment and having fun with it. But
that was my what's the ROI on making these Hawk Pro videos? And it's the return on investment is like just me enjoying it. That's it. At this point, I've been blessed enough with DIY that like I don't need to rely on Hawk Pro to try to make money or like become somebody. Like DIY is so successful now, and I'm like so grateful for Ivan and everyone who's ever supported us with your view, your subscribe click, your dollars that you've worked hard to earn, your support. Like it's just this is like trying to find a hobby, it's like it's just fun. It's just fun to like I just realized I enjoy making videos, I enjoy being creative. And I enjoy detailing cars.
But I mean, look at this. So you made, you posted video on Hawk Pro and it gained you 70 subscribers, that one video. People know Nick McGurk. Like you are part of DIY and you are absolutely known. If you decided to really come back full force with this, I feel it would blow up. Like,
well, it's honestly not the goal, it's fun to do. But like DIY is the goal. Like DIY is like, this is my life, like I've like quit my full-time job being a news reporter and anchor to do this with Ivan, but Hawk Pro is like having the hobby on the side, and I just don't know if there's time. The one thing I want to try is like the Nick at Night will run on Sundays at like 8 p.m. Eastern on Thor House of Rags, and then I'm trying to not just carbon copy and paste. So for the one that I did with the Walmart parking lot one, I'm cutting off the intro for that, and then I had a separate intro that I filmed, like, hey, it's Nick from Hawk Pro. Today I'm reviewing the Ego pressure washer. And so I'm going to brand that as Ego pressure washer review. So I don't want to just YouTube to be like, oh, this is the exact same video. We're going to like throttle views, because they don't do very well when it's like clearly just a copied video and a different thumbnail. So I'd like to add a little spice there. But again, it's just nice. I remember hearing early in my TV news career from my first boss or second boss, she was like, in every Walt Disney movie, Walt Disney would allow the animators to just do whatever the hell they wanted, whatever the heck they wanted, right? So if there was a scene where everyone starts dancing and singing and it doesn't really fit the plot line, it's because the animators needed just their little time to be as creative and artistic as they could. And Walt Disney understood that and allowed for that. So for me, it's just like, this is my creative outlet. And now on the other hand, for the last 3 years, all I've done is like edit and write thumbnail, title, like combinations, and see what works. So in some ways, like my brain is kind of made for this. So I would hope that the videos on Hawk Pro do well. But again, they're only as good as like what they are. Like if people don't want to watch them, they don't want to watch them. So I'm like trying to study the industry again and like see what everyone's doing. And I admire some of the people who are coming up in the game. I look at some of the OGs who have just kind of carved their own niche. And I'm like looking at Keeve and I'm like, man, maybe I should just copy everything he does. Like he'll review something and then he sent me a Amazon link for this little Amazon gun. He's like, it's better than all the fancy ones. It was like $40. It's got a swivel. I'm excited to review that. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if Keeve is the leader and he reviews it first, I'll be like, Keeve did this review, but is it legit? I'm sure it's gonna be good, but
I put in the time to do these videos and I asked myself, is it worth it? And I'm like, well, even if I have a small showing, a small bit of a subscribers, there still are people who are excited to watch them. And that's exciting to me,
I think we all want our channels to grow. Every channel we're a part of, we want it to grow. That's like, if you're in this ecosystem, like it just says something to your brain and your soul, like you're doing good, like people enjoy this, like thank you. I don't know, all the affirmation that come, the numbers are tied into all that. So I think we all want to grow. What's your most successful video?
The one with Pan, where I tried Pan's products.
I tried Pan's products too. There's a hack.
There you
I'm gonna try Josh's products too from Quiver. Like that's a hack. Just like put a big. That's not the ego. It's like put a big name product in the title and thumbnail, and like people will watch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. We don't have to reinvent every wheel here.
I have a video I'm editing right now in the queue for Josh's, Rogue soap and the Quiver. And I know I'm late to the game. That's another thing. Like I am never going to be the first one to put out a video. It's just, I don't see it happening.
How many kids?
4.
4. Yeah.
But
full-time mom.
I'm still going to put them out, so one's coming. So hopefully I get some views with Josh's video. Have you tried his soap?
I have not tried it yet. I saw, I think Chelsea came out with her review and I was like, darn palate issue. I wanted to get out there, so, again, I'm going to have to keep it interesting, Kristi, and like, use Quiver in front of a police station or something, and get arrested and like have a photo of me getting arrested while I'm foaming the cars so I can get the views.
Yeah. Your rap sheet, is the thumbnail.
That's good. That's good. And I've already been informed Thor will pay all my legal fees, right?
Oh,
Eddie?
yes.
Right, Eddie and Jamie?
Thor has bail money.
No, but like, I don't know. Do you think people want to see details like at a 7-Eleven?
I mean, I think it is
like the most awkward
place. Okay. I think if you tailor it that way, like the most awkward places to detail a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you got any ideas for me?
I think that's intriguing.
Like maybe like a place they have snow cones and then do snow foam. This is the way my mind works. Like just kind of fun. Detailing should be fun. I hope that we can educate and entertain.
Detailing at a carnival. Does your city do any carnivals or street fairs?
Ooh,
I don't know.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to make interior detailing videos.
I was going to ask you about that because that was your niche, right? With Talk Pro, like that's what you
interiors.
Yeah, and
then we come to DIY and we do mostly exterior videos. And like I actually did have like a specialty in cloth and upholstery and interiors. Like I was good at it, even if I wasn't profitable. Like I could get really good results. It's just nice to spread the wings a little bit, as we talked about, fly free a little bit.
But you said there's something brewing, right?
No, we have R&D going on with some products for the interior, and when they come out, or if one comes out, if one doesn't, like, we're always working in the background. And Ivan's mostly involved with the R&D, but we have a few other people that we trust to, who are on the front lines as well, doing some testing for us, and so we will let you know.
Will that give you more of a platform in terms of videos, though, where you can get back to your roots with upholstery?
Honestly, I think the best way to get back to my roots is to actually be detailing. Again, there's just not a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
But I think when you're actually detailing, as stressful and hard as it can be to try to detail and record, that's when the magic happens, because you're really in the trenches. You're really solving problems. You're really able to showcase how products can apply to different situations, because it gets a little stale when it's like just the same car in every video. How have you thought about that?
So when it comes along, I do it, but when I do it, I'm not worried about recording, to be honest. Like I'm literally just doing the detail, because I am still so new at this whole videography part that I end up just spending way too much time on the camera and not making my money. So, because I don't do it all that often, if I'm doing somebody else's car, I just don't normally worry about recording.
Time is just so finite. It's a balance, right? Like, it's kind of a young person's game in some ways, like detailing, it's like if you don't have kids or a partner, you want to be a mobile detailer, like, and work 15 hours a day and make a lot of money and do. I kind of just, I'm in the go with the flow era of my life. For a while I was real controlled and contrived. Like I wanted things to happen exactly like I wanted them to happen. And that didn't really work out for me because nothing happened like I wanted it to. Big surprise, right? Like, So I've really just grasped the go with the flow because time is too short to be so stressed about things all the time. I'd rather just kind of live and be present in the moment, no matter what I'm doing. I don't know. It sounds pretty wise to me. That's where I'm at. But I'm trying to dance with all that, live in the moment, be present, and meet my obligations at like the highest level I can, like in this tangible, real world. And not. I don't want to get lost in the spiritual, and I don't want to get fully lost in the place where it's like, I never saw my kids and all I did was work and like, what do I have to show for it, when I'm 90 and I'm like, I wish I didn't work so hard. It's like, no, I want to work really hard. I want to achieve a lot of things. Like I have a ton of ambition. I also want to like drop into the moment and like be present. And I'm interested in that dance as opposed to like, all right, I got to grow dreadlocks and live with the hippies, or like I need to just like work literally all the time at the expense of everything else. Like there's got to be some middle ground, I think, and it sounds like you're in that flow, which I like to hear. Getting there. So well, kind of, I know it's I think been a little over an hour, but just in terms of Nick McGurk, whether you are talking about DIY or Hawk Pro or whatever it is, are you still doing this in 10 to 20 years? Is this making videos, creating content? Is this still where you're going to be? I assume it is. 20 years? Who knows? I don't know. 10 years? What were you doing 10 years ago? Good question. I was in my early 30s. I had a kid at 30, so I was being a mom to a little one. But did you think you'd have 4 by now? Maybe. No, I didn't think I'd have more than 1, to be honest. Those last 3 kind of fell upon me. But, I think about myself. I will always be in education because I'm passionate about teaching, but I'm always going to wash cars. Yeah. Will I always be creating content? I don't know. But detailing, I feel, is always going to be my passion because it just consumes me with such like positive vibes. I just love it. I don't know. I sure hope in 10 years I'm doing this. I love it. And it's like, I knew the love was never gone, but it's nice to like rediscover it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like I didn't fold under the pressure. I didn't cave. I never, quit. Like we kept growing and like working, and as we grew, there were logistical issues, and then we figured out we got a new warehouse, and we built our team out, and like Ivan and I had our own dance, and now we're in a great spot. It's just like there were challenging parts of it where sometimes it didn't always feel like it was fun. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm not a quitter. You know what I mean? Like I'm in this. Like I gave up everything to do this. And I think deep down I knew, even though I had forgotten, deep down I knew that love for detailing was in there. Yeah. And like there were little moments where I would remember, but it's like to really like step into that remembering and like you with the dancing. It's like, man, detailing cars and making videos about it is so fun. When they're the videos that I just want to make because I want to make them. Yeah. And so I don't know what that looks like for me, but it is nice to have that outlet, and the channel is pretty dead, Hawk Pro, but again, it's just kind of a hobby, and so yeah. Well, I don't know. With 70 plus subscribers by one video, that doesn't sound dead to me. Well, I think Gary Vaynerchuk talks about like. He's like, subscribers are going away. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not. But we're no longer in social media, right? We're in interest media. So if a video is good, doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, the algorithms are so strong, like they know how to see if this is a good video and how to get it to the people who want to watch it. So I think if you make a great piece of content, it doesn't matter how many like followers or subscribers you have, like these platforms find a way to get them out.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have 1 million subscribers, maybe you get a bigger initial, push versus like 100. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was just cool to see a little bit of growth on one video and to feel like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
In 10 years, you mentioned 10 or 20 years, I think I'll look back and be like, wow, what a great teacher Ivan was,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what a great learning experience. That was like graduate school for whatever. It was like
Yeah.
I thought I was smart after I graduated college, and then I knew nothing until I went to graduate school with Ivan or whatever. I don't know. It's or maybe this isn't graduate school. Maybe this is real life. I'm pretty sure this is real life. We're doing it. We're like middle-aged with kids. Like this is actually not the dress rehearsal. Here we are.
No.
This is life.
There's no do-over. So
yeah.
you know what I mean? Which is kind of scary, but also uplifting. Like, so let's just do the damn thing.
Let's do it. And well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the invite, and I'm glad we were able to make it happen once again.
Thank you. All right. You have a good day, Nick.
All right. See you, Kristi.
Bye.
Bye.